for Two War Room. Ryan Siri Foss, find me at Foss534 on Twitter. Find me at GoFor2.com, Dynasty Draft Room. I am here tonight with Jay Felicia at gmenjay on Twitter and writer for Going for Two. So brought on one of our own for the show tonight. How you doing tonight, Jay?
Good, man. Good. I appreciate you having me on.
Awesome, man. So this is your first Scott Fish Bowl, or you been in it before?
I've been in it a few times. This is my third. This is my first as an analyst.
Okay.
In the past 2 years as a fan.
How'd you
So
do?
this is my third one. First year was pretty terrible. I only got 3 wins. I was lucky. I got an invite 4 days before Scott Fish Bowl 8. So that was right when I learned what the Scott Fish Bowl was. I had no clue. So I jumped in the deep end and had some pretty bad picks. But last year I went to the conference finals. So I redeemed myself a little bit last year, and hopefully I can go even further this year.
Nice. So what'd you learn? What are you changing? What can you give anybody who's first timer?
First timer, I would say make sure you get a running back, at least one, if not two, early. Running backs dried up real quick. They were hard to find on the waiver wire. That's what hurt me the first year because I went David Johnson and he got hurt at the end of the year. And then I was a 3 pick, so there was a couple of position runs and it ran out quick. And I was stuck with Rojo and Rashad Penny as my 2. So it was, yeah, that's why I only got 3 wins.
Yeah, understandable. So awesome. So you're in what division this year?
I am in the RC cars.
The RC cars? Awesome.
Yep.
So you're picking 1.6 in there.
Yep.
We're going off of this mock here. So we started out McCaffrey, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Barkley, Zeke. Coming in at 6 with a lot of the big guns gone. Who are you thinking about? Give me a couple names.
That's pretty much exactly how I expect it to go in the real deal for most divisions. You know, there's always going to be somebody who comes out of nowhere. 3 guys. Number 1 would probably be Michael Thomas. You know, he's pretty much the consensus number 1 wide receiver for most people. With the points for first downs, and he'd be, nice advantage at the wide receiver position. Alvin Kamara, I feel like he's the last of the tier right underneath the Barkley and CMC. After him, it kind of drops off, and then being super flex and losing points for sacks, and I'd be looking at Dak as well.
Okay, I've seen Dak mentioned a couple times earlier. Seen Kamara. I've not seen the Michael Thomas one. Are you comfortable? Sorry, are you comfortable taking a wide receiver here?
He'd be the only one I would consider, but as deep as wide receiver is, I'd have a really hard time taking him here. He's somebody I definitely look at just with the first downs and everything, but I think I'd probably lean against a wide receiver.
Okay, so who are you taking?
I would have to go with Kamara. I'm the type of guy, I've got to have a stud running back. That's the first thing I attack. And, as much as I'd like to get a quarterback here, and I really think Dak is going to do well in this, Scott Fish does the crazy scoring system. I think Dak is going to be one of the top quarterbacks in it. After Kamara, you got the guys have warts. You got Joe Mixon, you got Chubb. If he wasn't holding out, I would consider Dalvin Cook. But my first round pick, I want to go as safe as possible with upside. And, Dalvin Cook just with injuries, and then with the holding out, I just feel like there's just too many question marks. Yeah,
Kamara is the best pick there. I agree. He gives you that floor. He's got 81 receptions. 3 years in a row? 3 years in a row now.
Ridiculous.
He's just solid.
He's definitely due for some touchdown positive regression this season as well. So.
Yep, and he'll let you take some chances later on.
Yep, absolutely.
Speaking of later on, building with Kamara, what are you looking for in the second round?
Second round, depending on who drops, I'd either look to double tap running back. More likely, probably trying to hit at least one quarterback here. That's why I'm willing to pass on Dak here. I think there's still going to be some good value with some quarterbacks, and I might even think about if he's there, the Drew Brees Kamara stack. Especially with the completion percentage bonus here. I think that would really work out well.
I don't think we've had a pod where Drew Brees hasn't been talked about in the second round
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Like,
If
I
he
feel
makes
like
it there.
the farther we get through, the more realistic it is. Like,
Yeah.
you're starting to get realistic. People in my 1.1 group think he's going to fall to him.
Yeah, there's no way.
Zero chance.
I don't think he'll make it back to me, to be honest with you, but
Yeah, I don't
it's possible at least.
And then what are you building with them? Third round, fourth round, who are you thinking? Or how do you want to build out your roster?
I've done a few mocks, and
Okay.
perfect world, I'd go probably running back, quarterback. I want to try to get set at those two positions early because of my previous experience with my 3-win team in Scott Fish Bowl 8, and in the mocks that I've done, there's so much value in the middle rounds at wide receiver. There's just tons of guys. I'd be fine with taking Adam Thielen and Robert Woods, as my 1 and 2 to pair with if I could get a Miles Sanders and Kamara, and then I've seen in the third round, I've seen Wentz, and I'd be ecstatic with a team like that.
Yeah, wide receiver's so deep, and you can get guys who perform in that. So I'm all for that build.
So, absolutely. And I'm the type. I would love to have one of the top tight ends, but I would much rather, for the draft capital, give me, running back and quarterback, and I'll hit on take a shot on a few later in the draft, and hopefully one of them hits.
Speaking of later in the draft, do you have a later round value or anyone like that?
I got a pretty deep sleeper. I'm probably going to butcher his name. Kahale Waring, I believe is how you say it. He's a rookie from Houston. I just think there's, with Hopkins gone and the injury-prone wide receiver core, I could definitely see a scenario where, where he's going to be a last couple round pick type of guy, and with the upside there, Deshaun Watson's going to ball out no matter what. He's going to find somebody to throw the ball to. And, if Cobb goes down, if Stills goes down, if Fuller goes down, there's going to have to be somebody. Cooks, everybody. So there's definitely some.
And it's a possibility for any of those guys.
Yeah, yep. And they're all, their talent is out of this world, but if they could just stay on the field. So I definitely think that there's an opportunity there for some late round magic.
That's super deep. That's the deepest one we've heard so far. I love it. So, any other last minute advice? Anything you want to say that you've learned this year? Anything from your group talk you want to share with them?
The biggest thing I would say is people who are in this for the first time, don't believe the mocks. The mocks are what they are, mocks. And even, in normal drafts, you get mocks and you can kind of get a sort of an idea what it gets. But with Scott Fish Bowl, people get crazy. People reach and get their guys. And both the previous two that I've been in, I did mocks before, and neither one was anywhere close to anything that I saw. So just don't be afraid to reach a little bit to get your guys and make sure, because a lot of times they're not going to be there the next round.
I love it. Yeah, get your guys. I completely agree with you. So, Jay, tell us where we can find you. Tell us what you're working on.
Going for 2. Last year I handled a 10 things to know about whatever week it was on, and it was kind of like a hodgepodge, a little bit of a start sit, a little bit of guys to look out for. I'm going to be doing that again this year, and that's going to be probably my main concern. I'm actually working on a 10 things to know about the 2020 season, so keep a lookout for that soon.
Awesome. And your Twitter handle for everybody?
gmenjay.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. Follow me at Foss534 and go to my Twitter account, pinned on there. We're raffling off a Amari Cooper autographed mini helmet. I know we have a Giants fan here. We don't bring that up, but
yeah, I did actually go in for it. So if I win it, and I can give it to my dogs for a chew toy, so I wouldn't mind that.
So Cowboys fans, don't let this happen. So catch you guys at the 1.07. Thanks for coming on. Have a great night.
Appreciate you having me.